Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zane here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Since yesterday's episode was so much fun, I decided I would give this team another whirl because, yeah, I just had a blast in yesterday's episode. Of course, I'm using a team that was created by a Japanese player. It is a QR rental code team that was publicly shared, and it features some pretty eccentric choices like Pikachu and Wailord, and I just had a blast yesterday, so I decided I would give it another shot. It's a really interesting team. I'll link the QR code once again in the description below, and I think the original creator of the team actually posted a team analysis for it, so if you're interested in that as well, that is in the description below, although it is in Japanese. Speaking of team analyses, I will finally be posting the team breakdown from my previous team before the Snorlax Now Ego team, the Ninetales team, pretty soon. When I mean pretty soon, I'm planning on tomorrow, so sorry it's taking me so long, but yeah, that should finally be out, and yeah, if you guys are interested in that team, you can try it out. I heard something is about QR codes. Like, I wanted to put my teams up, but I hear you can get hacked as a result, so I'm not too sure about that, but let's talk about this game. My opponent's got a team of Tapu Lele, Xurkitree, Garchomp, Metagross, Gyarados, and Murkrow. So I think the thing that definitely sticks out the most is that if my opponent leads Tapu Lele, I can't fake out, and that's a concern. So I think as a result, I'm actually going to lead the Kartana to cover the Lele option and the Pelipper. In the back, I'm definitely going to go Wailord still, and Mimikyu is like a little bit tempting here. Not a lot, just a little bit. Especially because I'm going with Kartana, I don't see much need for Mimikyu, and personally, I'm not really sure what Mimikyu's role on this team is, and something I really need to figure out. I think Coco as the last one's good. Yeah. So as much as I love Pikachu, it not being able to fake out, like, really sets me back. So I'm going to go Kartana Pelipper. So my opponent's using his team pretty quickly. We're going to get into the first game of this episode. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. Not sure if I already said that, sometimes I forget, but yeah, we're going to get into this. Let's see what my opponent ends up bringing here. Murkrow, definitely very interesting, used for Tailwind and Quash. Quash, of course, kind of delaying your attacks, which can be very annoying. So, if possible, I want to take out Murkrow as quickly as possible. And we actually see Lele and Murkrow as a lead for my opponent, which I think is okay. The only concern is not knowing what item Lele has, because he could potentially Quash me and go for like a attack into the Kartana. I'm not sashed or Eevee. The safest place to just Smart Strike Lele and Tailwind. I think I'm gonna go for that. Even if he Quashes me and knocks out Kartana with like a Z move, I'd get a free switch into my Wailord. But he just Tailwinds. This is scary because that might mean it's Scarflele. It is Scarflele, but he doesn't go for a Psychic, instead going for a Taunt. Okay. Oh, that's frustrating. So he knew I was going to Smart Strike him, basically baiting me out, and I will pick up the knockout onto Lele and get a Beast Boost, but he will have Tailwind up, and I won't have Tailwind up, and that's kind of an issue for this team. So even though, like, turn 1, you know, that's great, picked up a knockout, the question is, can I maintain this momentum? Because my opponent now gets a perfectly free switch in. But with Xurkitree coming in, maybe it's not the end of the world, especially because I do have Hydro Pump, and Wide Guard, and Detect. Really wish I had Protect right now. No, he won't Discharge. Yeah, that would make no sense. I really want to just Detect Hydro Pump here, play it safe. I need to Detect with Kartana because I don't have enough Pokemon that can Protect on this team. And I have Sash. So Detect from Kartana. Thunderbolt into Protect. Perfect. Snarl. Ooh, that's not something I was anticipating. I guess I should have. That does a decent amount, actually. How much does this Hydro Pump do? If I hit, I do hit, which is good. Wow, almost just picks up the knockout there. Okay. So that was a good turn. Let's see who's potentially in the back. Hoping it's Metagross. Or Gyarados, I guess. Wailord's decent against both of those. So the best play for my opponent is just the Thunderbolt safely. I'm gonna guess that's Specs Xurkitree if he's Thunderbolting Kartana. I want to conserve Kartana, but I also want to guarantee a knockout onto Xurkitree, because he could target my Pelipper for all I know here. So I think I'm going to double up on Pelipper, or onto Zerk. Yeah. The Smart Strike and Hurricane. So Hurricane should knock him out. Yeah, even if I'm at -2. Ooh, he switches out. That's ideal, actually. Okay. And he just snarls again. Maybe reading a switch on my end. That's really, really good for me. Yeah, because now I can just stall out this next turn on Tailwind again. Oh, that's going to knock him out. Oh, I actually got a crit here on Smart Strike, which is very fortunate. I think that's actually just going to seal up the game for me. Because basically what I was expecting this turn was to lose one of my 2 Pokemon but pick up the knockout onto Xurkitree. Instead, I don't lose either of my Pokemon and I knock out my opponent's back Pokemon. So that was literally like the best case scenario possible. I guess like the only better case scenario is if Snarl misses. But yeah, Zerk's going to come back in. I'm not sure if my opponent really has many options at this point. I think there's one more turn of Tailwind. Yeah. So I can make literally the exact same play again. And also, I don't see much reason, like, why not to. The only thing I would... I guess Hurricane at -3 might not knock out Xurkitree. But I've got Coco in the back, so... I'm gonna Bloom Doom. And... Well, I could Tailwind now. I'm not taunted. Yeah, I'm actually gonna Tailwind here. Because that means Wailord will have an extra turn of Tailwind coming into next turn if he Thunderbolts the Cortana, which he does. Yep. So he will get a knockout, he will get a Beast Boost going, but I'm playing... I mean, this should be playing it safe. Ooh, he's gonna Foul Play. I mean, that should have knocked me out. Oh, not even close, yeah. So Pelipper will get the Tailwind up, which is great. I could have gone... I honestly don't know how much, like, -3 Hurricane does. So my opponent's Tailwind expires. So now I can just bring in Wailord. He can, of course, go for Quash. We've seen, what, Foul Play, Snarl, Tailwind. Quash has got to be the last one, if I had to guess. So I'm going to Water Spout. I guess this doesn't really change the position that I still have the Hurricane here. And I'm going for Hurricane because I don't want to risk missing Hydro Pump. If he Quashes, he's not going to he can't discharge because he's next to a Murkrow. Oh, Zerk protects. Okay, well that just seals up the game. Because I've got Coco in the back. Ooh, is he sashed? That would be interesting. So I didn't, I attacked into the Zerk there because if he had Quash, he could Quash Thunderbolt. But that's not sash, right? Yeah, okay. So I think we're good. Because I got Coco in the back. Now the question is, do I want to Wide Guard expecting a Discharge? Because Discharge actually double knocks me out and gets the Beast Boost. And I think I have to prevent that from happening. So I will just Water Spell and Wide Guard and then get the free switch into my Tapu Koko. Yeah. We'll see whether he even has Discharge or not. I would think he would. No, he doesn't go for it. Gonna Thunderbolt into Wailord. That's fine. So Wailord goes down. Coco comes in. I've been playing it safe because once again, I could just be going if you have Discharge, I would think you go for it. So the fact he did makes me think he doesn't have it. But now Coco just comes in and outspeeds Xurkitree. My Tailwind's up and it's gonna expire before his, but he has to Protect here. And once his Tailwind expires, I can just Protect to stall out his Protect, or his Tailwind, I should say. So, don't want to Thunder there. That's actually how I lose the game. I will Dazzling Gleam. And just... Yeah, he's not Scarf. We know that. He has to Protect. So, yeah. I knew that because I only set up Tailwind one turn after his, this next turn I just Protect. And then Coco beats Xurkitree. Like, Xurkitree can't beat my Coco because I just outspeed him. But my opponent not giving up because he doesn't know what item I have. And if you didn't know what item I had, like... If you get enough Beast Boosts with the Electric Terrain up, since Tailwind's expired, like, my opponent might think, you know, he's still in this one. Good Z-move me. Z-move doesn't knock out Coco anyway, so I'm just going to Protect and Hydro into Xurkitree. Even if he knocks out Pelipper with a Thunderbolt, which is probably what my opponent should go for, Coco just beats Xurkitree. And we know Zerk's not Scarf, so I'm guaranteed to outspeed him. There's the Thunderbolt. Targeting the Pelipper. So my opponent making this pretty close, honestly, but none of the knockouts of my opponent really got mattered because I was basically making optimal plays given my opponent's situation. So Zerk is at +2 special attack now, but Tailwind's expired, and I just have to press the Dazzling Gleam button to win. That was an intense one. Ooh, did not mean to do that. That was close. when you're in these positions, you just have to make sure you don't misclick or anything. And yeah, he can't outspeed me, so with Tailwind expired on my opponent's end, Dazzling Gleam will come out and we'll pick up the knockout. But yeah, I guess if my opponent was Sash, Murkrow, and with Quash, that could have been dicey. Although then it would just come down to whether Hurricane or Hydro Pump could knock him out. Yeah, I mean, I know Xergatry is relatively frail, but I just hate dealing with Hydro Pump accuracy. But we do pick up a win in the first game of this episode, and yeah, Wailord, you know, put on a lot of offensive pressure. Wasn't able to really pull like a sweep with it or anything, but sometimes it's not really meant to do that. Kartana with the Z move is really good for this team. Like, I think this Kartana is almost as offensive as you can get. Like, maybe you can run a Choice Band variant, like that's the only option that's slightly stronger. This actually put us over the NT100s. I played a game before earlier that I was recording, but it just disconnected like a few turns in. So yeah, didn't include that. But yeah, I never thought that Pikachu Wailord would help me get into the 1800s after using the Snorlax Now Eagle team. And in the end, it was like a really fun team, but we were kind of splitting the last couple of games, or episodes 1 and 1. So see if we can end on a very good streak here and pick up another win for this team. Either way, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys to try it out if you want. Like I said, the QR code is linked in the description below, as well as the Japanese team write-up that I believe the original creator of the team had. And yeah, like I said, I want to incorporate QR codes more. I want to use the... I want to put up QR codes for both my Ninetales team and my San Jose team, and maybe some of my older teams as well. But I was reading that you could get potentially hacked by people who could like reverse engineer the codes and basically get you banned from, I think, the global link. So I've been a little bit hesitant to do that, so my apologies. Trying to get more information on that. If you guys know any more information, definitely let me know in the comments below. But yeah, at least, you know, there's the team analysis up on the Torkoal team and the San Jose team, and I'll be posting the team analysis for the Ninetales team that I was using previously tomorrow, so you guys can keep your eyes open for that. Sorry it's been so long, honestly. Just been caught up with some stuff. But yeah, just gonna look for our second opponent of the day. Hopefully we find someone soon. Okay, we're gonna find Charlie616 for our second opponent of today. With oh no. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good, my friends. Charlie here is running a Eevee team. You do see the Eevee, the Espeon, the Clef, and the Tapu Fini surrounded by Rain with his own Pelipper and Golduck. You know, I might actually lead with Wailord here just because it kind of wrecks the Eevee lead combination. I might. Let's see. Wailord, I'm afraid of Tailwind from my opponent's end. Golduck is a concern. Like, Mimikyu actually makes some sense here. Let's say my opponent leads with Pelipper Golduck. That's like my main concern right now, I guess. Like, Wailord plus Mimikyu is actually not too bad because I do have the Fairy Z move. Alright, I'll give Mimikyu a shot here. Yeah. And in the back, I want Pelipper because it could set up a Tailwind, which is actually really crucial against my opponent's team. It feels so weird not bringing Coco here against the Triple Rain team. Or Triple Water team. But I really like Kartana. This could be a mistake, not bringing either of my electric types against a team that has 3 water types, but... yeah, let's see. Really interesting team choice in general. The Eevee team... like, relies on getting Eevee set up through its Z move. There's one player that I can, you know, really comes up to mind, and that's Giovanni Costa, who actually top cut the World Championships last year. He actually has a really cool YouTube channel with him playing with Eevee, so if you're interested in that, I'll link it in the description below. Oh, but nice, we actually do see Clef and Eevee. Okay, that's better than the Rain lead that I was afraid of. So here you normally just go for Follow Me and Extreme Evo Boost. So I have 2 options here. I could switch on a Pelipper to get my Rang going immediately, or I could Taunt. Or Swords Dance. Ooh, I actually really like Swords Dancing here. I think I will just Swords Dance and Water Spout. Let's see. Actually, no. I'm gonna switch into Pelipper and Tailwind. But I've got the sub up right now. Yeah, I'm actually gonna Swords Dance. And just launch a Water Spout immediately. He's probably going to follow me and go for the Z move. Yep, we do see follow me. So my goal is to really just apply as much offense as possible. Like, immediately. I could have taunted there. I'm not sure if Swords Dance was the call, honestly. Oh, wait, I get the Water Spout before the Evo Boost. Oh, I should have switched into Pelipper. That actually just would have picked up a double knockout. Okay. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We know how much Water Spout does. Eevee can't knock me out. I don't think he can touch my Mimikyu. So this next turn, he'd have to protect and switch out most likely. So I can just Water Spout. And he's going to be a +2 defense, but the Swords Dance basically negates that. Could Swords Dance again? That might be a little bit greedy. Yeah, I wish I just switched into Pelipper. I didn't know how fast Eevee was relative to my Wailord, though. I thought it was faster, so I was caught off guard that I got that Water Spout off initially. Yep, so it gets all those boosts. You would probably want to switch out into Tapu Fini here. So I'm actually going to Swords Dance again, so I could set myself up for a Z move onto Lafini and Water Spout. Yeah. If he doesn't have Fini, then I really like my position. But I'm going for the Swords Dance because I know this lead is very passive right now. It doesn't offer much offense. Eevee basically has the Evo boost, or Baton Pass. Although, actually, I should have considered Psych Up. That's a concern. I could have won this game turn 1 by switching to Pelipper. That's my fault for not knowing how fast Eevee was relative to Wailord, but... yeah, sorry guys, I don't know my Wailord speed tiers too well. Yep, Clef protects. Not much of a surprise there. So he'll be passing off here. Actually, I don't like Swords Dancing. I like Play Roughing there a little bit more, because Clef can go for a Follow Me next turn. Let's see what comes in. It is Fini. Okay. So if I get a Tailwind up, Mimikyu actually outspeeds him. I think that should be my goal. Yeah, and I still have Cortana in the back, too. That's why I wanted to bring Pelipper, because I can set up Tailwind in this game. And he's lefties. Okay, that's good to see. So I don't want to just Z-move right now, because I think you probably just follow me if you're Clef. Oh, I don't have Protect on this, do I? Darn it. That would have been good. I forgot about that. My B. My freaking B. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play Rough Fini anyway and Water Spout. Because he has to follow me. If he doesn't... Like, I don't want to waste my Z move here. Yeah. I just wish I switched into Pelipper turn 1. That was my bad. But you can't dwell on, you know, better plays you could have made until after the game's over. You just need to focus on the current game. Yeah, but if I forgot I didn't have Protect on Mimikyu. If I had Protect, I would just Protect, sack the Wailord, and then get in Pelipper for free to get the Tailwind up. Yeah, so Clef does just go for the Follow Me. Not much of a surprise there. We'll see what the Fini goes for. Muddy Water. Okay. That's fine. I really need to set up a Tailwind, though. Jeez, Wailord actually takes a considerable amount. And it gets the accuracy drop. Yeah, that second Swords Dance was greedy, and it wasn't worth it. I should have just gone for a Play Rough. Come on! You gotta be kidding me! How do you manage to miss both of those in one turn, man? That sucks. That's probably game, to be honest with you. I needed to hit 1 to knock out Clef, because then I still pressure with Mimikyu. That really sucks, man. But, I mean, yeah, the thing is, he got the accuracy drop from Muddy Water. Like, he hit Muddy Water, got the double miss. It's heartbreaking. It really is. But I'm not giving up yet. My way to win this game is to set up Tailwind, and Z-move might still knock him out from Cortana. He could have, yeah, I mean, a miss would have been really good there, too. Muddy Water probably double knocks me out. I mean, knocks Mimikyu out. Ooh, it actually survives. Okay. Please, come on, just hit this. Oh, thank you. Okay. I actually wanted the knockout onto Wailord. Actually, that's really bad, because now Espeon can come in and just... Espeon can come in and just psych up. Yeah, I think I lost. Unless he didn't have bring Espeon, but there it is. Unless he misses Muddy Water. That could work too. Yeah, I want to save the Z moves. I'm going to Shadow Claw. I have to hope he misses Muddy Water here. Actually, if he's smart, he'll just Moonblast Mimikyu and Psych Up. Yeah, I kind of... Yeah, there's the Moonblast. Yeah, I really needed the knockout. I guess even if I knocked out Clef, though, it would have been the same positioning. So maybe that didn't actually matter too much. As he gets the Psych Up there. Okay, yeah. Maybe the double miss actually didn't matter as much as I thought it did. I misplayed by going for a second Swords Dance. Okay, let's see. If I get that... Actually, no, yeah. So, if I do knock out the Clef that turn, then that's actually a big deal because Feeny, as we saw, as Muddy Water can't knock me out. But I guess he'd be smarter than Moonblast me. So I need to bring in Pelipper now. I mean, he just Muddy Waters and uses a Psychic type attack. So I'm going to Tailwind to at least try to get my speed going. But once... Like, with this team, if something gets a Psych Up, it's really bad. So, yeah, this game could have played out very different. If I just switched into Pelipper turn 1 and Water Spouted, like, it would have been really good. But I gotta... Yeah, 1, I thought Eevee would be faster than me. And 2, I thought, you know, even if he isn't, like, getting that Swords Dance off is big. But, yeah, double missing Clef, a little bit unfortunate. And maybe I should have switched Wailord out, too. I mean, here I pretty much have the Tailwind. And... Wailord is kind of useless right now. Yeah, he's going to store power. And Moonblast or Muddy Water? Yeah. So if I had Protector, I would have gone for it, but didn't have it, unfortunately. Whew. I think, okay, let's see. Let's say I don't get that double miss. Then I knock out Clef. He brings in Espeon. He has to Moonblast to knock me out. Maybe I still didn't have enough resources to win this one, because Wailord was pretty much a sitting duck, or whale, or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. I'm just mad at myself, because I could have just switched out into Pelipper and Water Spouted immediately, and that would have just won the game instantly. Friend Guard's too good, man. Yeah, now it's over pretty much. So I'll just go for a last Bloom Doom and Water Spout. But like I said, once you can't allow this team to get 2 Pokemon with the boosts. And ultimately, Mimikyu, like, it was like a cute attempt, but it didn't actually end up doing anything. And that was my bad. I thought I had Protect, so I thought I could be able to Protect and set up Tailwind with Pelipper in the back. And once I get that Tailwind up, I'm at +2, and I have the Fairy Z move, so I could just target down Feeny. Or +4, but he's at +2. You know what I mean. But Sword Power from Espeon will come down. We'll knock out the Kartana for a knockout. Really well played by my opponent. I think he made all the correct plays. And I just kind of didn't have a very solid game plan. And once again, I didn't know how fast Eevee would be relative to my Wailord. So that in itself was a big mistake. Because if I knew that, Water Spout plus Pelipper turn 1. Like, switching to get the Rain Boost, Water Spout picks up a double knockout. Game's over instantly. So now I know. I've learned my lesson. Well played by Charlie there. And yeah. I mean, the double miss was unfortunate. It was a little bit frustrating, but ultimately, like, I could have won the game without any RNG, and I had an opportunity to, but I didn't because of a little bit lack of knowledge, and that's because I don't know this team very well, and Wailord's not a Pokemon. Like, I don't even think I know its base speed, so that was my bad. But lesson learned, if I run into another Eevee team, I think I'll be a little bit better prepared. But yeah, my opponent executed that really well. I mean, probably wasn't expecting the Pelipper switch in turn 1, so if I just pulled that off, would have been really good. I also could have potentially taunted the Clef instead of going for the Water Spout. So there were a lot of options there. Maybe Kartana as a lead would have been okay as well, because then my opponent will have no redirection. So the idea behind Kartana and Pelipper is that you just pick up a knockout immediately, and then so there's no follow me. So whatever comes in is forced to protect while the other Pokemon switches out, and I can potentially Leaf Blade to go for a crit or whatnot. Or Grass Z move, expecting the Tapu Fini to come in. So, even though I got a little bit unlucky, I could have played that a lot better too. And ultimately, I lost because, you know, I didn't have a very defined game plan. I was also a little bit scared of Pelipper Golduck. That's why I didn't want to just lead Kartana, because I don't have the Focus Sash on it or the Assault Vest. Like, Ice Beam probably just one-shots me, or a Hydro Pump. So, that was the other thing I was a little bit concerned about. But, yeah, we still end up, you know, splitting at 1-1. Not too bad. Can't be too sad about that. And, good game to my opponent. Always cool to run into an Eevee team. And those teams, you know, it's kind of like you follow a formula, but it's still a team that It's really hard to play with and difficult to play against. So credits to my opponent there. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, peace.